about Barack Obama can't betray his DNA. One of the things that you learn early on as an actor is that once you come to understand that you're not going to forget your lines, which is the reverse way of looking at it. You're not supposed to say, "Oh, I hope I don't mess up my lines." Chances are you're concentrating on messing up your lines, and you will. You have to say, "I know these lines." I was blessed that I had a quasi-photographic memory, so not only did I know my lines, I knew the other actors' lines. But it's about owning your words. Just knowing the words doesn't matter. Just knowing the words is not important. You can look at Obama give a speech, but unless he believes it, you see it in the way he delivers it because he doesn't own his own words. Peter O'Toole, classically trained actor, one of the greats, who's also featured in a new book called Hellraisers, which is about no rehab, no regrets. Back in the old days when actors used to sit there and just, tear it up and have fun. He was sitting with, I think it was Richard Burton one time. They were doing a play over in London. They were sitting in a bar that had a feed from the theater, and they were having beverages. Peter O'Toole said to Richard Burton, "This is the time of the play when it starts to get interesting." Richard Burton said, "How so?" He goes, "This is where I'm supposed to be going on." And they made no excuses for what they were and how long they did what they did, but they had a good time doing it. But Peter O'Toole knows that as an actor, simply knowing your words is not enough. Memorizing the script is not enough. You have to own your own words. This, in Peter O'Toole's own words, aren't Charlie Rose.
Did you have to prepare for this, other than just learn your lines?
Well, other than just learn your lines, now, just think of what you said. Just think of what you said, other than learning your lines.
That's not easy.
How many things do you know by heart? Any poems, maybe a national anthem, a prayer or two? Yes?
Not many.
Have you sat down and studied a poem when you were at school or whatever?
Of course.
And did you learn it?
Yes.
And did it take a long time?
Yes.
Right.
So learning your lines is not easy, so
it's
don't dismiss it.
The old, not only is it easy, it isn't not the question of learning your lines. What it is, the old-fashioned word for it was study. You go alone, you have no observer, an unobserved, uninhibited, private study is the backbone of any fine actor or actress.
And whenever you have stepped on stage or the first day of shooting on a film, you have known your lines.
Of course.
Of course. Not just known them, but owned them. And that's where I say Barack Obama cannot betray his DNA. He knows the lines, he knows the script, he looks at the teleprompter, he's been briefed. This is what we're trying to accomplish, this is the venue we're at, this is what we're trying to sell. But you tell me, in Barack Obama's closing today at the Brookings Institution, if he took Peter O'Toole's words to heart and owned his lines and went alone somewhere without judgment and actually sat there and said, "This is what I believe, this is what we need to do, this is how we're going to help the country, this is how we are going to get America back on track." I give you Barack Obama merely knowing, not owning his lines.
These have been a tough 2 years, and there will no doubt be difficult months ahead. But the storms of the past are receding. The skies are brightening, and the horizon is beckoning once more. Thank you very much.
Jeez. NAACP, July 17th of this year, at the 100th meeting, when he owns his words, not just knows his words, this is when the actor isn't caught acting. This is when the actor is real.
We can heal our sick. We can rescue our youth from violence and despair. And 100 years from now, on the 200th anniversary of the NAACP, let it be said that this generation did its part, that we too ran the race, that full of faith, that our dark past has taught us, full of the hope that the present has brought us. We faced in our lives, and all across this nation, the rising sun of a new day begun. Thank you. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
And when you hear Barack Obama and his administration talking about global warming, cap and trade, health care, redistribution of wealth, fairness of the tax code. All of these things are the true beliefs of an actor that owns his own words because he believes in tearing down the free market system. He believes that we are the problems of the world. He believes that were it not for us, imperialist America, there would be no rise of Al-Qaeda or the Taliban or Al-Shabaab. That we wouldn't be dealing with nuclear Iran. We wouldn't have to worry about an unstable nuclear Pakistan. We wouldn't have to have the problems that we have in the world if we would merely take a step back and realize that we are the problem. And that's the real Barack Obama. When he speaks from his DNA, he will not betray. But when he tries to go against his DNA, the actor is on display. 800-876-4123 is the number. Emails at the website, jerrydoyle.com. When we get back, President Obama talking about the economy, our future, our small business commitments, and the future of jobs in America. Stick with me.
Jerry Doyle.
2 years. And there will no doubt be difficult months ahead. But the storms of the past are receding.
Administration is all about the rhetoric and not about the follow-through when it's not something that they believe in. You have to understand, when you look at what's happening right now and you're trying to say, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Doesn't make any sense. What this administration is doing does not seem to be doing what they need to do to be fostering job growth, small business financing, job creation, and putting tools in the hands of people that will be able to help stimulate the economy and to have the economy grow. And job creation hence follows with the growth of our GDP. But you look at it and you just go, why would they be doing these things outside of an ideology that they're hell-bent on implementing in America? You know, all throughout Obama's speech today at the Brookings Institution, it was all about how health care is going to be the thing that is going to cure the ills of our economy. And that's what we've been seeing for months now coming out of this administration, that unless we get health care under control, unless we get a social agenda under control, we can't get our economy under control. Tim Geithner, a few weeks back, our Treasury Secretary, was on Capitol Hill talking about what is happening in the economy. And he had an interchange with one congressman where he was basically saying, look, the absences of the last 8 years of the Bush administration and not taking a look at education and social policy and health care and the environment, all of these things have caused us to where we got to today with regard to the economy. I'm looking at this going, you're the head of the Treasury Department. You're not the head of the EPA. You're not the head of the Food and Drug Administration. You're not a climatologist. You're not a social environmentalist. You're supposed to be the guy that's in charge of the do-re-mi. But all of this now, you start to put into focus as to why was Tim Geithner, the tax cheat, uniquely qualified to be the current Treasury Secretary? For two reasons. One, he had to perpetuate the fraud